Hello, everyone. Nice to see you all here. So, I'm just waiting for a few more people to log in and we will then start the session. But anybody who has any questions before we start, what we are doing is the law of attraction and how karma or karmic connection or incidents in our past affect us from manifesting what we want or working the law of attraction. So, if anybody has any questions, please put them up here while we are waiting to kickstart the session. Okay, so I presume nobody has any questions. So let's start talking. We have discussed in a lot of previous videos about the law of attraction. Now, I'm sure all of you are familiar with the law of attraction or at least have heard about what is the law of attraction. So, law of attraction is a universal law where you can attract to you what you desire. Hi, Lata. Glad you could join. We've just started, Lata. I'm explaining about what is the law of attraction. Basically, the universe is like the lamp, the genie lamp, like you saw in Aladdin. Every time you rub it, the only answer you get is, Hi, Priya. The only answer you get is, Your wish is my command, which is how the universe reacts to you. When you ask the universe for something, it tries its level best to give it to you. This is what is fundamentally the law of attraction. There is a very beautiful, hi Melissa, there's a beautiful saying that says, if you do not attract what you want to be, you will be what you are forever. So if you're not happy with what you are right now, why don't you attract to yourself exactly that you want to be? There is a bit of work that you have to put in towards working the law of attraction. It's always one is intent, thought, desire. The other is a little bit of work that you put towards it. If you don't put in that work, you are not going to, if you're just going to sit and try and attract, it is not going to get you anything. You are going to set yourself up for failure. Hi, Vishal. Hi, Nitish. The law of attraction is a reactive law. We act and the universe reacts by giving us what we've asked for. But to make the law of attraction work, we have to work on the karmic component. There is a karmic component, and we get trapped into cycles, a past failure. Every time we are trying to manifest, let's say, for example, you've gone for a job interview, it went off really bad, you got rejected. What happens is you're carrying that past failure or the memory of that past failure. So every time you go for an interview, that memory of the past failure goes with you. So what do you attract to yourself is failure again and again and again. It becomes a cycle. You can break this karmic component by introspection, identifying those cycles, the cycles that you get caught in, and break those cycles. The way to break those cycles is, of course, unconditional forgiveness, which can only come from unconditional love. Also, you need to understand time zones. You need to understand your timeline. Along with that, you need very strong visualization. It has been proven by medical science that the subconscious brain, the brain that is actually controlling us, which is the subconscious brain, cannot differentiate between an event that is taking place in our thoughts or what is taking place in reality. That is why I always have maintained just because it's happening in your head does not make it any less real. This exactly the same firing of neurons is going to happen in both cases, whether it's in your mind, you're imagining it, visualizing it, or it's actually happening in reality around you. Your brain's response, your body's response to the events or circumstances is identical. Now every Hi Sukmani, now every one of us identify the past, present, and future in a different way. Our ability to determine whether an event has happened in the past, is happening right now in the present, or is a future projection, is by being able to identify our timeline and the direction of our timeline. Every one of us has a unique timeline. This timeline is where all the incidents that have happened in our past, are happening in our present, are going to happen in our future, are all chronicled in that timeline. Now, all of you, I want you to do an exercise right now where you are going to identify your timeline. So, all of you, please sit on the edge of the chair or wherever you're sitting. Sit on the edge without a backrest, without armrest. Sit on the edge of your chair. Now, close your eyes. Take a deep breath. With every breath, feel yourself relaxing and centering. Take another deep breath and go back into the immediate past. Something in the recent past, some incident that's happened in the recent past. Think of that incident. Now go a little further back into the past and think of an incident that has happened many years back. And as you're thinking of this incident in the past, notice which direction you're being pulled to. Are you being pulled backwards? Are you being pulled forwards? Are you being pulled sideways? Whichever direction you're being pulled to is the direction of your past. So can everybody take half a minute and type out for me what are their directions for the past? So everybody open your eyes. You've recognized your direction for the past. Can you please put down on the chat what is your individual direction for the past? Is it backwards? Is it forwards? Is it sideways? Is it left sideways or right sideways? Right, Suparna. It's the back. Okay, Lata did not understand this. I'm sure maybe there are others who did not understand it. Brilliant. Okay, Melissa, so your past, the way you look at the past is when you lean forward. Lata, to explain it to you again, close your eyes, take a deep breath, ground and center yourself, and think of an event in the past, immediate past, something that maybe happened yesterday or day before. Then think of an incident that happened maybe a few years back, maybe 2 years back, 3 years back. When you think of these incidents, notice where your body is being pulled. Are you being pulled backwards, forwards, or sideways? That is your past timeline. Now, all of you, please, on a piece of paper, make a note that your past or the way you look at the past, for some of you, it is being pulled back. For some of you, it is being pulled forward. So Melissa and Priya are the two people who are being pulled forwards. By the way, I must tell you guys, it is very, very rare. Usually, 90% of the people, the past is being pulled backwards. So I am very impressed. I have two people who are thinking outside of the norm. Now, this same exercise, guys, close your eyes, take a deep breath. Visualize something that you are expecting to happen very soon, like tomorrow, day after, in the future. Then visualize something that you're expecting to happen further up in the future, maybe 6 months down, maybe a year down. And once again, notice which side are you being pulled. Are you now being pulled backwards, sideways, forwards? Notice the direction of your pull and please write it down in the comment section. So everybody, you should have by now identified your future, which way you look at the future timeline. Open your eyes, come back, and please write down what have you felt about the future timeline. I have everybody's past. I need everybody's future timeline. Okay, so Sukhmani is forward, Suparna's to the right. Guys, please make a note of it, everybody. So Sukhmani, please make a note of it that your past direction is going backwards, future direction is going forward. Suparna, write down that your past is back, future is to your right. Nitika, Melissa, and Priya, please write down that your past is forwards, and now write down your future timeline. So future was neutral for Nitika. Neutral means you are static. You are not moving. There's no pull, left, right, front, or back. You're just staying the way you were. Hi, Hannah. Brilliant. Guys, so everybody has got this down. Please write down. So now you've identified how you visualize the past timeline, how you visualize the future timeline. Has everybody done it? I think I've got everybody now. Lata, have you got your past and future directions? Okay, while we are waiting for Lata, in the meantime, now all of you, brilliant Lata. Now all of you, once again, we are going to do this exercise to understand our present. So focus, brilliant Priya. Now focus on the present and exactly the same way. Close your eyes, focus on the present as you are here in the here and the now, and identify your direction. Are you neutral? That means no movement. Are you moving left, right, front, or back? And once you've done that, open your eyes and type out what your present direction is. So guys, put down all your present directions, and Priya, please do it again. Your future and past directions are not the same. Please repeat the exercise to identify it. So present is right, but Priya, your past and future directions are the same. They are never the same. So take a breath, identify your past and future directions once again, because you cannot, never ever is the way the brain visualizes the past and the future are never the same. So Priya, can you do the same exercise once again, please? Okay, Nitish, the future was marginally what for you? So, Henna, if it is nothing, that is neutral. That means when you are static, that is your present direction. So it is true of a lot of people that the present direction is absolutely neutral, no movement, not to the left, not to the right. Perfect, Melissa. That means the present is again static, and that is true for a lot of people. The present in the here and the now is actually the way you are right now, sitting, no push and pull to any direction. Very good, Sukmani. Priya, please do your past and future once again and put down what it is so I can take you forward on this. Future was neutral, present was a left to you. And Nitish, what was your past? Very good, Priya. So present is static, but redo your future and your past, because that is where, Priya, you have a problem. Your future and past directions are identical. Okay, got it, Nitish. The reason we are doing this exercise is because when you do a visualization for correction of your timeline in the past, where you're going to correct some blockage in the past which is preventing you from manifesting in the future, or you're trying to manifest in the future, identifying your directions makes it easier for the brain, for the conscious and the subconscious to recognize what is happening. And once the direction is identified, the brain reacts to it much faster and more positively, hence making it easier to manifest. Now, all of you, please make a note of your directions for your future reference. Now, we are going to do an exercise, everybody. Perfect, Priya. You've got it right this time. Now, please make a note of it. Now, everybody, take a minute. Think of some past successes. Some success that happened in the past, uh, maybe recent past, and maybe some success that happened further up in the past, maybe a few years back. Please think of your past successes, remember them. Now, everybody, close your eyes, and all of you, remember your past direction and visualize going back in your timeline in the past direction. What you need to do is close your eyes, visualize the timeline. So you can actually visualize the timeline like the runway of an airport. So it's like this flat line that is running. And for those of you where the past direction is at the back, imagine going floating backwards. For those of you where the past direction is forward, imagine floating forward. What you're going to do is visualize yourself floating out of your body. So your body is sitting here. You are going to float outside your body. It's a pure visualization exercise. No meditation is needed. Now float down your past timeline till you come to the success experience that you had identified. So come to that success, come to the first point of success, relive that experience, visualize it, imagine it, relive every emotion of that experience. Feel the happiness, feel the success, feel the sense of pride, feel everything completely enveloping you. Allow that feeling to fill your whole mind and body. Take a deep breath and anchor that feeling of success, joy, satisfaction that you felt reliving that successful past experience. Come back into the present, take a deep breath, and with that breath, anchor that feeling of success into every cell of your body and open your eyes. Now, take one half a minute actually and think of some past failures, but I'm going to call them learning experiences because there is nothing known as failure. At every point where we feel we've erred or failed, it's actually a learning experience. A mistake is nothing more than a learning experience. So think of some past learning experiences. One may be in the immediate past and one in the further past, maybe 2, 3, 4 years down the line. Now that you've thought of them, once again, same exercise. Close your eyes. Visualize you're going back in your timeline and you're going to float out of your body and you're going to go back in your timeline and you're going to come to the point of the learning experiences. When you come to that learning experience, consciously remove all the hurt, the pain, the negativity, the anger, the anxiety. See, all these emotions fly out away into the universe. You don't need them, they don't belong to you. Just allow all, it's conscious with every breath that you exhale. Allow all these negative experiences to drain out of your system, leaving you with only the learning that experience should have left you with. Feel the peace, allow it to fill your body and mind. You've gone to a past learning experience, you've released all the negativity, hurt, pain, anger, emotion of that experience. You've retained the learning of that experience, but let go of all the negative emotions, and you are full of peace and a little wiser from the learning that you had. And take a deep breath and come back to the present. Now that you've done, everybody come back to the present. Now that you've done this, you've gone down the timeline, you've gone to your successes, you've absorbed that feeling of success, you've absorbed that feeling of, that the sheer joy, the power, the feeling of pride, the feeling of joy that you get when you're successful at something. You've also gone down your past timeline and you've gone to all the learning experiences and removed all the emotions from those experiences. You've retained the learning but removed the emotions. Now, let's see how we can use this to manifest something. So, what we are going to do is you're going to take a deep breath, close your eyes. Now, once again, see that runway at the airport. See that beautiful runway. Now, on that runway, line up all your successes as little lights. You know, when a plane lands, there are those lights that guide the plane to land. Now, on one side, line up all your successes. On the other side, line up all your learning experiences and see them as those little lights that are twinkling on the runway. Look in your future direction. So, those of you where the future direction is forward, look there. Whatever your future direction is, line the runway so that it is going towards your future direction. Now, take this runway and consciously push it into the future. And as you're pushing this runway with all your successes and your learning experiences, you are pushing into the future the power, the beliefs, the strengths, and abilities that you have developed in the past and have integrated into your system, and you're moving them into the future. Now drift down your, once again, float outside of your body, drift down your future timeline, and see yourself, visualize yourself achieving all your desired outcomes, becoming the person you desire to be. This new integrated you, this new you that has integrated all the past successes and all the learning from the experiences that you have integrated them to become a stronger, more powerful you. And that powerful you in your future timeline is achieving every desired goal that you have. Visualize that all the learning that you had from your learning experiences and all the power that you had from the successes integrated in you, and you are going down your future timeline, and with that integrated you, you're achieving everything that you could have ever set your heart out to. Now drift back to the present, feeling very empowered, calm, and knowing that the past has given you many great experiences and the future is going to be even better for you. Take a deep breath, open your eyes, come back into the present. Everybody, please come back into the present. Questions, start typing them up, please. In the meantime, let me explain. Now, what we've done is we can use this timeline to understand if there's a problem. Let's say you have let's say you have a fear of somebody. Imagine, yes, Hannah, what were the images? Let's say in the past you had a really nasty, okay, Suparna, nice for you to be there. In the past you had a really, and I'll come back to you. You had a really nasty breakup, a really bad experience. Now, this is one cycle that I see a lot of people go through, going into one bad relationship after another. So let's say you've had this bad experience in the past, and you want to prevent or break the future cycle of getting into repeated bad relationships. Go back down your past timeline, go back to that experience of that bad relationship, remove all the negative emotion from there, remove all the anxiety, all the fear, all the worry, all the pain. View that experience of that relationship, because you're floating up, you can view it as a third party observer. Take all the lessons from there, learn what are the mistakes you made, learn what was it that you were doing that got you into that situation. Now move it into the future where you've taken the lesson into the future, not the negativity, not the emotion. And in the future, visualize yourself with all this learning you've carried forward, and visualize yourself in this perfect, healthy relationship. So this timeline, the past and the future, you can use it to heal relationships. You can use it to remove blockages. You can use it to manifest a better job, more money, prosperity. It doesn't matter. You can use it just about any which way. Because 9 out of 10 times when we are not achieving something in the future, when we are setting up a goal or we're trying to do something, usually there is some past karmic connection or some past incident, some past learning that is acting as a barrier or a blockade, which prevents us from manifesting what we want in our future. Henna, to answer you, if you've seen it in black and white, it's not a problem. For a lot of people, visualizing the past does happen as a black and white, and you see the future in color. Also, for a lot of people, visualizing in color is not very easy, so it's not a big deal. Even if you visualize in black and white, it's not a big deal. Any other questions for anybody else on this exercise? So, guys, I'm still waiting for the questions. Now, I don't know whether there's a lag or nobody has a question. So, if you don't have a question, please type there, no questions. And if it's a lag, I'm just going to wait another 5-10 minutes. So, to repeat a little of what I just said, this exercise can be done again and again and again. There is no limit to how many times you need to do it. You can do it, just do it for different manifestations, do it independently. Don't do too many manifestations in one exercise, it becomes confusing. So if you're manifesting a job, do it specifically for manifesting a job. If you're manifesting a car, do another one for manifesting a car. You can just do independent ones for every manifestation. No, Nitish, you can never get lost going down the past. But if you feel scared that you're going down the past and you're going to get lost, all you have to do is a simple mental exercise. Before you go down your past timeline, mentally take a ball of thread, tie it to wherever you're sitting, and hold that thread as you go down your past timeline so that you can find your way back to the present. Though it normally doesn't happen, but this is a security device you can use. Sukmani, I'm glad you had that feeling of remorse, and I hope you were able to let it go. If you weren't able to let that feeling of remorse go, I would seriously suggest doing the timeline exercise again, or use one of the guided meditations where, love yourself, heal yourself in the garden with the mirror, and release that remorse, replace it with unconditional forgiveness and love. There is no point carrying baggages of guilt, remorse, etc. with us. They only add a weight to our shoulders and do no good to us at all. No, Nitish, it is not an issue. I hope I've answered your question. Hi, Jyoti. Jyoti, give me a minute. I will give you a recap before I end this up. Just bear with me. Henna, what happens is when you Hina, when you visualize the past, and if the left side of your head was hurting, there is a lot of emotion that you're carrying, that, and it doesn't matter whether it's left or right side. The fact that a side of your head is hurting is that you have a lot of emotional baggage that you have not let go. My suggestion, Hina, to you would be to please repeatedly do the timeline. Identify exactly at what point you started getting that headache, what incident it was that gave you that headache. Then go and do the guided meditation of going into the garden, getting the mirror, calling the person or yourself, and releasing whatever pent up emotions there were inside you. The two working in tandem will do a complete release. I'm so glad, Sukmani, you're feeling better now. That means you've actually been able to release the emotion. Coming back to you, Jyoti. So, Jyoti, what we did today was the one of the reasons why manifestation does not work is because we carry a lot of baggage from our this past life, like in karmic factors, actions we've done, whatever it is we've done, and they act as blockages. So anytime we had a failure, and I'll come back to you, Melissa. Anytime you've had a failure, that failure acts as a blockage in the future for manifesting something similar. So what we've done today is I've shown you, you can go through the recorded session And if you still don't understand, put a comment up there and you can do a one-on-one session with me and I can repeat it with you. Or any of you who've not understood this and want a recap of it, please put it in the comment section and I will repeat this exercise a second time. Melissa, even if the conversation is disappointing, normally very few conversations are exactly the way we want them to be. Every conversation is also the perspective of the other person. So, coming back to this, if you were disappointed in the conversation, please go back to the guided meditation, to the garden, use the mirror. The tools have all been given to you and rectify whatever it was that disappointed you. You're welcome, Hannah. Yes, because the idea, Melissa, for forgiveness, guys, it's a beautiful question that Melissa has asked. For forgiveness, do you think it is the only way we can forgive is if the other person is saying the words we want to hear? Isn't that then conditional forgiveness? How is it forgiveness at all? For it to be genuine forgiveness, it has to be unconditional. For it to be unconditional forgiveness, even if you don't understand the other person's perspective or point of view, you have to accept that the other person has their own individual point of view and it is okay, and forgive in spite of that. Melissa, do you understand that? Hi, Melissa, waiting for your reply. So Jyoti, do go through this will get posted up as soon as we stop going live. Within 10 to 15 minutes, the session will get posted up. It is guided. Go through it. And like I said, anybody who has a problem with the session, please put it on the comment section and I can spin off another session for all of you. Hannah, I will love to repeat it. Okay, all of you who want it repeated, please put in the comment section. Sorry, my voice is getting a little. And what we'll do is we will do it by, so that we'll do it maybe midweek rather than doing it on a Sunday, because Sundays I do like taking something new every Sunday. So guys, put up your names on the comment section and we will repeat it again. Not an issue at all. And if they just 2-3 of you who want to do it, I may just do it through a WhatsApp video call. Brilliant, Lata. Would love you to repeat it. So I already have Henna who wants to repeat. I have Lata who wants to repeat. Jyoti, if you want to repeat, let me know. And Melissa, I'm still waiting to hear from you about whether you understood what I meant about forgiveness. Guys, this session that I've taken today is a very, very powerful session. It is something, okay, it is something that all of us, whether we have a problem or not, should practice, because it is something that empowers us. So even if there isn't a problem, even if there is nothing going wrong, I love to just take the experience of my past successes, empower me with those successes to make me more confident as I go ahead in the future. Okay, guys, I think most of you want a repeat, in which case we'll do it as a Sunday session only. And I'll add in a few more bits and pieces to it. If we're repeating it this Sunday, then I'll add in more to it. So, guys, I don't think there is any more questions. Good, Melissa. If you understand the difference between unconditional and conditional forgiveness, then you need to also understand the very simple fact that 90% of the time, the answer we get is not the answer we were expecting. Because what we were expecting is what our perspective was. But what the other person was saying is from their perspective. So to forgive, you have to understand that they have a perspective, may not understand the perspective, but understand they have the right to having their own perspective, which is correct in its own way. So, guys, I shall take your leave now. I don't think there are any other questions that are coming up. It was a pleasure with all seeing, not seeing, but reading all the comments of all of you that were here. Guys, can I please request you to not just like the channel, please also subscribe to the channel and do share it with friends. It is something that makes a lot of difference to me. Thank you. And see you coming Sunday. We'll repeat the session this coming Sunday. And see you all there, guys. Good night.